Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch. This is so unscheduled. Well, I think sometimes the best things that happen are the things that come up unplanned. And so I'm looking forward to sharing with you today one of my dear friends, new friend to me, introduced to me by somebody that I have such deep respect for, Darla Ledoux. I want to introduce to you my friend Nancy. She's going to talk to us today about some of the things that we really need to know. And I thought it was very timely for her to come and share this with us. So, Nancy, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And will you share with us who you are and what it is that you do?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really delighted to be here. I am a compassion magician and an expansion magician. And so I help people get honest about what is unaligned in their life and what that deeper truth is for them. I hold space so that they can really hear that for themselves, what their deeper truth is that's different than how they've maybe been living. And then how do they share that with the world in an expansive way and like step into all that they are in the world.
I love that. And I love that you're a compassion magician. So for those of you who haven't taken Darla Ledoux's Find Your Magic quiz, I invite you to go ahead and take it and figure out what your magic is. And then you could probably post in this in the chat of this event, just post to say what your magic is and how you are expressing that magic in your business. My magic is expression. You guys have probably figured it out. You've tried to shut me up in the past. It's not worked. But I also do have a side of that expansion magic and also that compassion magic. So I see you, Nancy. I really do identify with what you are able to do with your clients. Share with us a little bit, though. Who's your ideal client? So there's somebody out there who, I gotta say it, Nancy, she's losing sleep at night because she needs to connect with you. And when you work with her, it's like a symphony. Everything lights up and lines up. Who is this woman for you?
Well, it may be a woman, it may be a non-binary person as well,
It may
because
be.
I work with a lot of LGBT folks. I grew up quite Christian and like quite a narrow box of what spirituality is, and wasn't able to explore my sexuality. And it wasn't until I was like 33 that I finally came out of the closet and started to speak my truth. So I really embody this feeling of living with something that isn't aligned and feeling like I have to hide it and keep it down. And when I finally like let it out, and I was scared because I had a Master of Arts in Spiritual Formation, and I was, a board member at my church and all these different things. And I was like, if I come out, I'm going to lose all credibility with all these people. But it's been really interesting. Like, as I've come out, I've actually gained, people have come to me, have felt attracted to me. Like those people that are staying awake at night, feeling like there's more to me that I'm not sharing with the world and I'm scared to share it. Those are the people that are attracted to working with me because they want that freedom and they want to be able to own all of who they are and not have to divorce one part of themselves.
If you were, Nancy, able to just wrap your arms around us as the world and say, guys, like we're your little kid and you just feel for us so deeply with your compassion magic. If you were able to just wrap your arms around us and just tell us the thing that's holding us back, that thing that we need to know, that thing that you teach, what would that be?
You are incredible. Like, I just want each of you to know you are incredible. And there's so much gunk that has gotten in the way of you believing that and you seeing that for yourself. But I'm here to help you know that, like deep in your core, that like you are incredible and you have so much to offer in the world. And I think by each person getting clear on what they have to offer and what their special is, they'll start to share that with the world and the whole world will be enriched.
See, I absolutely identify with that. And I just want to put another plug here for our upcoming summit, Grow Smarter, Be the Beacon, because what we are talking about on that summit is we're talking about the fact that the thing that we're doing as our business, it's not just a paycheck, it's a passion. And so we need to shine our light as brightly as possible so that the people who need us can find us. So I really identify with what you're saying, but why? Nancy, why don't we know that we're amazing? I mean, shouldn't we know this? If and we don't, so there's no doubt about that. But how can we really embody that? How can we get to know it?
I think, when you can sit in the realm of someone that can hold deep compassion and honor the path that you've been on, the hurts that you've had, the ways that you've stopped believing it, that's when we can start to like take a deep breath into that space and be like, okay, yeah, like maybe I got, there was a corruption in the disc and I started to read things in the wrong way. And actually there's more truth of who I am deep down, but there's like this block from me really being able to read it and believe it and live it. And so as someone can hold space and value your experience and remind you of who you are, you'll remember. And it's like going back to that like child, like baby era of life. To be able to be like, yeah, like as a baby, we just like ran around and danced and thought we were amazing. We didn't have all this blockage. And so being able to be supported in going back to that place and starting to embody that again, I think that's the answer.
I love that. So, what are some of the do's and don'ts? Some of the things that you would say, you know what? You look at your life and you need to do these things, and look at your life and you need to avoid these things. And in doing that, we'll be able to move forward more fully. What are your do's and don'ts?
You do need to take time to ground yourself and to like get centered. My business is called Centered, and so it really is about that, like getting quiet, making space to listen to yourself, to hear yourself, because we don't often slow down enough to do that. And that's when we can hear the deeper truth of who we are. And it's scary sometimes because we're used to just staying busy, 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 because then we don't have that stuff doesn't catch up with us. But also, if we just stay busy, we're missing out on that deeper truth of who we are.
I like that. I have to say that you made a post on our private Facebook group that Darla is in charge of about how, tuning in first before you even head into doing your business thing is such a great idea. And that resonated very deeply with me because for a very, very long time, my approach to doing anything has been hustle and push and get it done and by any means necessary and put in the extra blood, sweat, and a lot of tears to get it done. And then I had an awakening that if that was the answer, then so many more people would be so much more successful than they are. And we're all in this programming of push and hustle. And we're forgetting that there is also another opportunity for us to invite spirit into the work that we're doing. So for us to be able to embrace that we are amazing and to be able to have that compassion for ourselves that you are recommending, what else do you think that we should be doing or not doing?
Well, you mentioned before we got on the call here about human design, and I love that as a tool. And then I've also gone to a derivative from that I called the gene keys. And I find that so helpful to start to look at like what are our giftings. And like I'm particularly interested in the sphere of vocation. Like what is our superpower in that sphere? And so if you're thinking about, like your ladies with their businesses, Like if you can tune into what your business is and what your vocational superpower is, then you can start to live that even more fully. And it just gives you a little, like a ladder to kind of hold on to of, okay, these are some of my skills and gifts. And anyone that I've done, I have a superpowers discovery session that I do with people. And anyone I've done that session with, they've been like, oh yeah, I knew that kind of in the back of my mind. But now that I see it on paper, I'm going to live into it even more fully, more intentionally. And it's a great thing to do. And conversely, like spending time with people that don't honor your magic or belittle your magic or your giftings, like don't put energy into spending time with people that aren't cheering you on, that aren't celebrating who you are. Surround yourself with those who believe in you and see it and are encouraging you.
You know, here's the thing about that that's so important. A lot of the times, the people who are closest to us, especially I would say for small business owners and entrepreneurs who make up the bulk of our group here, the people who are closest to us are not the people who are the beneficiaries of the product or service that we provide. And I know for sure that our members are, like you said, amazing. I know that a lot of them are coming from corporate, from these illustrious careers, and now they're doing this amazing thing for their own business, or they might still be in corporate doing an amazing job, or they might be in education. Whatever it is that they're doing, they're amazing at it. I know that. But sometimes the people in our lives, the people who are closest to us, they have no clue about it. They don't even have the first inkling, and it can be a challenge to get up every day and have to be in that energy. I mean, is there a way to navigate that?
I have a thing that I do with people that I help them when they're in their like high vibrational energy, create kind of a mantra and like this is who I am, this is my gifts, like we write it all out and then we record it with their voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can listen to it every morning, and that can be like this way to help people stay in that high vibe
Mm-hmm.
mentality. And like I have to use that for myself because I totally get what you're saying about, there's people we can't not surround ourselves with that don't believe in it, don't see it, and it's so easy to get sucked into that place. But on my commute or if I'm out for a walk, like I'll listen to this and it's like me reminding myself, my highest version of me reminding myself, this is who you are. Stay tuned into this.
I want to take a minute to just say hi to our friends who are watching with us over in our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Barb. I want to say I can't go through the chat as fast as the comments are coming in, but I invite you all to definitely drop a note in the chat to just let us know that you're watching along. If you have any comments or questions, that's absolutely welcome as well. So, time goes by so fast when you're having fun. And of course, we're running a little bit low on time. So I want to make sure that we hit all the things that I want us to talk about today. Give us a couple of resources that can help us to navigate this life that we're living just a little more easily. I love the idea of recording your affirmation. I'm going to go do that one. I also love the discovery session that you do with clients where you get them to appreciate their superpower. I think there's an opportunity for you to come back on the show sometime later and do a full workshop for us where we just spend some time discovering our superpower. I think that's a great idea. So I'm just nominating you for that right away.
Happy to do that.
But share with us some resources, podcasts, websites, books, apps, anything that you think might be helpful for us.
Well, anything from Darla, as you know.
Oh, yes.
I have a podcast called The Coming Out Chronicles, and in there I interview people on all kinds of coming out stories. And so it's really inspiring to hear like that journey for people from all walks of life that have some way that they've realized the truth and then lived into it. And so my philosophy is anytime we're growing, there's a new layer that we're shedding. And so when we can hear other people and like how there's life beyond that, when it feels like I might die if I come out with this thing in my business or in my life. Another thing I would say is Brene Brown. I love her podcast. And yeah, she just had Esther Perel on this week, and it was so good.
I'm a fan too. I love that. I definitely recommend for everybody to check out your podcast. And I would invite you to, after the show, just pop over to the show notes and just drop the link there. Sure. Since we're talking about your podcast, how about you tell us a little bit about how people can connect with you? Because I know there are people who are watching who are probably already thinking, oh my goodness, I want to talk to somebody about my superpower and how I can incorporate that into my business so I can make more money and also have a greater impact on the world. Me. How can people reach out to you? Tell us your website, easiest ways to connect with you. And of course, if you have any upcoming programs or anything like that, will you share that with us too?
Yeah, I'm super excited about my newest offering in the world. It's called the Flame Tree Collective. And I'm bringing together 12 entrepreneurs, world changers who are going to meet together over 6 months. And every other week, we're going to be on a Zoom call. We're going to go really deep. It's going to be amazing, intentional community. And we'll be doing, the superpowers discovery and helping people get clear on what are their unique gifts that may be a little bit of a shift from how they've been operating just on autopilot in their business. And by doing it in this group, using the gene keys, like there's these 6 different archetypes in the vocational sphere. And so I'm filling kind of this theoretical plane of, it's like 12-seater plane. There'll be 2 people from each archetype. And so we'll get to really feel what it feels like to be on a stacked team that has all the aspects filled. And we'll be working together on getting to know what your aspect of the archetype is, and then how can you use that in your own business, and then how can you also use it as a group. And towards the end, we're going to be creating some kind of venture or nonprofit or something that uses all of our giftings and passions in one amazing gift to the world that enriches all of us involved, but also anyone that experiences the benefit of this program.
Yeah, that sounds so great. Bonnie over here on our Facebook group says that's a brilliant offering. Barb says, I love the use of archetypes. This sounds amazing, Nancy. I absolutely echo that. It sounds really, really wonderful. It sounds like something that we could all definitely benefit from. So how could somebody take advantage of that? How could they, learn more about your program, maybe even sign up?
Yeah, my website is centered.ca. And if you do /collective is where you'll find all about the collective. And I'm trying to fill it in the most diverse ways with different races and sexualities and religions and backgrounds and ages. And so I'm super excited about variety coming together so that we can all learn from each other and be enriched and step into our greatness together.
You're just speaking my language here. I am adoring this. I'm not a sensation magician, but pardon my goosebumps. This is wonderful. I love this. I think that the opportunity for us to get together and have deep, meaningful conversations with people who have different backgrounds from us, people who grew up in different ways from us, people who come from different places from us, is so meaningful. I feel as though I lean so much more into this now than I ever have before, because a lot of the patients that I treat with right now, they don't even want to leave their town. Like, we have two offices. One is in Bristol and one is in Farmington. These are two towns that are beside each other. And sometimes I don't have appointments in one office. They might have to go to the next one. And it's a huge deal. Like, you don't even understand. So just hearing you say this is, it's so refreshing. I'm just tickled, and I hope that everybody who's watching can really feel the energy of this upcoming program and really at least check it out. Check it out, because I think this is going to be an amazing opportunity for the right people to come together and raise the vibration of the planet. Any final words for us, Nancy?
I just want to echo again, you are amazing. Each of you are so incredible, and just keep learning more and more of who you are so that you can share it with the world, and we'll all be enriched.
Yes, we will all be enriched. And that's the thing, isn't it? We will all be enriched. I love it. Nancy, this is just amazing. I'm so glad that you decided to come on the show today. I'm so glad that we were able to drop in an episode, even though it's not an episode day. And I'm looking forward to having you back on the show where we can start talking about superpowers. I'm really excited for that. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me. It was awesome to be here. And I love what you're doing with Ladies Power Lunch.
Thank you. Thanks everybody over on Facebook for joining. I really appreciate you all. And Nancy's going to come over very shortly, and she's going to drop all her links so that you guys can connect with her offerings. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye.